runs. You can see the stats there. Only 11 innings pitched on the year for Tucker. A 2.3 ERA. He gets strike one across the plate. But, yeah, we're going to see how long he can give this Aggie bullpen until they have to go to that bullpen. But he's thrown well of late.
R.J. Yeager, right field and deep and toward the bullpen. One hopped the wall. Almost got over that short wall. It's a double anyway for Yeager to start us off on Saturday afternoon. Bulldogs have power. Plenty of extra base hits last night. Yeager had a home run. He doubles here. Luke Hancock coming to the plate. Rarely strikes out, does Hancock. And then Tanner, Hines, Cumbest, all the way down through the 7 spot. They can leave the yard with this Mississippi State lineup.
Yeah, obviously we're going to see some nerves here from Tucker. I expect some nerves. Also, he's pitched well late, earning himself this big start. There's been a little void in that Saturday starting role for the Aggies, so Tucker getting his opportunity today. An offense that just seems like they hit 300 through and through. A lot of home runs from these Bulldogs, few strikeouts, so he's going to have to earn it. But big boy, not a ton of experience, but the stuff's there. So we're going to see how he handles his starting role.
Inside to Luke Hancock. Hancock struck out last night. It was only the 18th time this year he K'd in 193 at-bats. So a rarity. Lifted to left. And Dylan Rock is there. Aggies defensively have Jordan Thompson back in center field today. Thompson did not start last night, but came into the game as a substitute and recorded a double. So Thompson gets the start today. And for Jordan Thompson, it is his 20th start of the season. Logan Tanner at the plate. Came inside, had to get out of the way of it. Tanner last night lost his 7-game hit streak. He went 0 for 3 and walked twice. Trevor Werner going to need to make a strong throw across. And Jack Moss stayed on the bag.
Wyatt gets the soft chopper over to Werner. Werner has all day. Tanner not moving well down the line, just sails arm side. It's one of the throws that scare you right there. You see Moss right in the middle of the base path, stayed on the bag somehow, but easily could have been a collision there. Tanner slightly getting out of the way and Moss spinning out too. Not the cleanest play, but 2 good bounce back at bats for Tucker.
Hunter Hines. He did extend a hit streak last night. It's now at 11 games in a row. That hit streak ties for the longest of the year by a Bulldog. Wyatt Tucker trying to strand a leadoff double here in the first inning.
We were watching Hunter Hines during batting practice and touched on it yesterday, but boy, can he put on a show. But at the same time, yesterday had one of, I think, the most impressive swings of the night, taking a double the other way when the Aggies were shifted big time pull side. Back-to-back sliders, not getting the call there. Wyatt Tucker going with that off speed. First two pitches with a base open to the dangerous Hines. Both well executed, both just off. Get a good view of that shift there.
Walked him on 4 straight. 2 Bulldogs aboard with 2 outs. So here's Brad Cumbest. Launched a 3-run homer an evening ago that put the Bulldogs ahead 6-4.
Wyatt Tucker only thrown 11 innings this year with 9 walks, so keep an eye on that. See how that control settles in as he gets into the second, third, and potentially 4th inning here. But almost a walk an inning isn't something ideally you want from a starter. He hasn't been a starter all year. He is today, so see how quickly he dials that in with a good strike below the knees there.
Cumbest shifted to the pull side. Fisted and fouled and 2 strikes. Wyatt Tucker trying to strand a couple of Bulldogs here in the top of the first. Tucker's last outing, it was from the bullpen last weekend. 5 1/3, 2 earned runs against South Carolina. So he got some distance there through 83 pitches, earned a starter's role this weekend. And got Cumbest to swing and miss. That will end the inning. Up hit his 3rd home run last night. Troy Claunch delivered what was essentially the game winner an evening ago. His 3-run double in the 7th. Put the Aggies up 1. And A&M kept it right there to take the series opener.
Early on, check the pace out from Johnson here. He's towing that rubber, trying to dictate that pace, get the batters in there. He's ready to throw right away. Werner trying to step out early, even tried to call time, but see if we can get a good view of how quickly he's ready to pitch. I love watching the tempo game and how hitters are going to try and dictate it, how pitchers are going to try and dictate it, but see it early on here from Johnson.
Ground ball at Cameron James, and he throws out his counterpart, A&M third baseman Trevor Werner. The change in the Mississippi State lineup and defensively is in center field. Jess Davis did not play in the game last night. He starts in center field today. For Davis, it's his 18th start of the year. And then last night at shortstop, Tanner Leggett did not start, but he came into the game as a substitute. Leggett starts today at short for the Dogs. Jack Moss at the plate. Jack Moss hitting .372, 5th best average in the SEC. Goes opposite field. It's going to twist foul. Hit it pretty well. Two strikes now on Jack Moss. That usually doesn't phase these Aggies. They hit pretty well with 2 strikes. They'll foul off 2-strike pitches till they get the one they like, and particularly it's Jack Moss and Dylan Rock. Rock hits next. They are very tough to get with 2 strikes. They are very patient at the plate. And they are the average leader in Moss and the on-base leader in Rock for this A&M team. Trying to go back up the middle. Leggett is there. High throw, got to apply the tag. Safe call at first base, and Mississippi State immediately is asking for review.
Yeah, Hancock spun right away to signal for review. Clearly he'll know if he felt him on his glove. Maybe it was a jersey. Ball ramping off the mound over to Tanner Leggett. And it looked like he tagged him from here, but we didn't have a great view. Let's see if we get a slow-mo angle of this. That ain't gonna be, I think you may have saw a little jersey there.
Hancock tried to apply the tag.
Yeah.
I think that jersey did stretch before he hit first base with that left foot.
Got a call overturned at first yesterday in the late innings on a pickoff. He was ruled safe, then eventually ruled out. Looks like, I believe that'll be the same case here.
Right now it's 1 out and 1 on, and that is erased. It's 2 outs, nobody on. The call is overturned.
Another look here. Yeah. Not by much, but he got him.
Johnson has gotten a couple of bounce outs to start it off. Here's Dylan Rock. Rock has reached base in 38 games in a row now. Rock was at the UTSA Roadrunners for his entire collegiate career before transferring to A&M. And he has well over 800 collegiate at-bats under his belt.
That's a lot of time at the plate right there. 800 at-bats.
Probably not a pitch he hasn't seen yet.
No, you'd think not.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Preston Johnson trying to close out the bottom of the first. Johnson, a 7-3 career record at Mississippi State. Low and away in a full count. Johnson was 4-0 last year, 3-3 this year. Career ERA for the Bulldogs coming into this appearance, 4.94. Everything was out of the bullpen last year. It's all starts this season. Dylan Rock has now reached base in 39 games in a row. Patient hitter, draws another walk. Came into this weekend with the 2nd highest on-base percentage in the SEC. He's aboard for Austin Boast. Johnson now deals with a base runner. Boast got himself quite a rip in the first inning last night. He tripled and drove in a run. So the Aggies trying to roll with 2. We have talked often about what they do with 2 strikes, what they do with 2 outs. Innings are never over against this offense. At-bats aren't either. This is a frame in which the first 2 men were out and nobody was aboard. There have been plenty of times that A&M has still produced a run in those situations. And it's guys like Rock, who runs at first, and Boast at the plate, who make that happen. Hit that well to left, but diving effort by Brad Cumbest will rob him of extra bases. Cumbest was in center field last night, came up a little short on a big base hit by the Aggies an evening ago. He gets to this one to close out the first. Jim Schlossnagle, first year at Texas A&M, and he has the Aggies in second place in the SEC West, just a game behind the Arkansas Razorbacks. A&M in the hunt in the Western Division. And in the other dugout, Chris Lemonis, head coach of the Bulldogs, took him to the national title last season. Hoisted the trophy and the banner in Omaha, Nebraska at the CWS. But it's been a tough one in 2022 for the Bulldogs and Lemonis. 9-16 in SEC play. Right now, the Bulldogs are tied with Kentucky for 12th place, and that means at the moment they're fighting it out with the Wildcats for the last spot in Hoover, Alabama for the SEC tournament, which is approaching quickly. Kellum Clark leads off the top of 2. Ground ball, and the Aggies had him shifted properly, I should say, and Cole Kaler throws him out.
It's the second or third time this series we've seen a well-struck ball towards the middle of the field that typically would think would either be a hit or have a real good chance. And the shift worked out for the Aggies. I think there's been 1 or 2 gone against the shift, so maybe playing in their favor. Mississippi State shifts a little bit themselves, but Coach Schlossnagle very adamant on the analytics that leads him to shift accordingly, and he commits. And oftentimes we've seen the shift work against the Aggies, and the same hitter comes up the next at bat, and they still commit to that shift, and they're going to ride with it. They're not going to change just off of one mistake or one hit that goes against where analytics say it should go, but it has been interesting to watch all year.
1-1 to Cameron James. Just mentioned that the Aggies are a game behind Arkansas in the SEC West coming into today. The overall SEC race is over. Tennessee last night clinched the overall crown in the league. That is ripped left field line, base hit, going to be extras for Cameron James. A double with 1 out in the second.
Just on time to the slider here. Little down and in, drops a head on it, top spinner down the line, but well struck by James. Gets in that corner, so easy stand-up double. Never really see it triple ever when you go in that corner. It's really gotta have a problem if that happens, but typically you could backpedal to a double when you hook something down that line.
A double in the first for the Bulldogs. That was from Yeager to lead off. They stranded him. A double in the second here by James with 1 out. Can they get him home? Jess Davis at the plate. Starting in center field today. 18th start of the year for Davis. So Tennessee is the overall SEC champion for 2022 in the regular season. They won yesterday against Georgia and then got an Arkansas loss to Vanderbilt last night to wrap up the overall race. And it also put the Aggies a game behind the Hogs in the West for the top spot. And I imagine every broadcast across the SEC network is going to be talking about this today. That's hit well to right. And that ball is gone onto the deck out in section 12. Jess Davis, his first homer of the season.
Davis picks up the start today, didn't get it yesterday, and catches a fastball, a little elevated, and I'm not sure that was quite a no-doubter, but it was close. Ball was tattooed to the right center gap, and you can see that's right on the barrel. Sunglasses out on a beautiful day game, and he's obviously seeing that ball well. But a 2-0 lead, 3 hits early on for the Bulldogs, all extra base hits. And the way the ball was flying yesterday, you got to keep it out of the air. These pitchers do. So far, Mississippi State picks up where they left off, hitting the ball hard.
Tanner Leggett hits 9th, top of the order, back up next after Leggett. So that homer off the bat of Davis onto the deck in section 12 for Aggie fans, that was a unwanted guest out there, that baseball. And what I was talking about was, did you see the unwanted guest in left field at Baum Walker Stadium last night in Fayetteville, Arkansas? At that Vanderbilt, Arkansas game. Fisted, but got through the right side. Base hit for Tanner Leggett. 3 hits in a row for the Dogs.
Yeah, they had a raccoon hanging out down the left field line, and those fans are always rowdy, fun, crazy, whatever you want to call it. But one of them picked that thing up by his hide on the back, just carried him right out, squirming, trying to bite him, doing everything. But that was funny. Some good pictures and videos for that. I don't know what I'd do if that thing was running around by my feet.
I don't think I'm touching it.
Got some popcorn and a soda down there, and next thing you know, also a raccoon. Wow.
That's a surprise when you reach into the popcorn bucket and a raccoon's there gnawing on it too. Here's R.J. Yeager. He doubled back in the first. Already 4 hits for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Wyatt Tucker not throwing them anything they haven't seen. Doubles we've seen so far down both lines. A home run rocketed out to right center. Just saw a single at the right side. This is not what Coach Schlossnagle wants to do, though, is get him out early and have to dig into that bullpen early on a Saturday. Used a lot of bullets last night, did the Aggies, with some of their best bullpen arms. So really needing Tucker, although his first start, to try and go to at least 3 or 4 innings is my guess. But Mississippi State often running here early. You dig into that bullpen, you start setting yourself up real nice for Sunday, blowing through a bunch of arms.
Runner goes. Throw down to second base. Not in time. Leggett has a theft, 3 for 3 this year on his stolen base attempts. Mississippi State, a team that doesn't run a whole lot. But Leggett puts himself in scoring position.
Good throw by Clonch, but I would just say a better jump by Leggett. He was off and running, and he moves well, so you get that good jump with an above average runner, hard for anyone to throw him out. But a strike. Leggett gets there. Runner in scoring position here for the dangerous R.J. Yeager. Let's see what he can do.
Off the end of the bat on the breaking ball. Fouled it toward the on-deck circle. Yeager, 17 homers. That double in the first was his 14th of the year. So 31 extra base hits for the Mercer transfer. Kaler's going to have a tough play. Didn't get a lot on the throw. Yeager beat it out.
That's an interesting play by Kaler. Doesn't have your prototypical shortstop arm. More of a second baseman, but had two options there. Fielding that on the run in the hole. Either plant, try and gather yourself and make a strong throw. Or just get it out early with minimal velocity and see if you can get that there. And his choice was the latter and wasn't able to get it. And R.J. Yeager gets on first, but Luke Hancock in the heart of this order coming to the plate. 2 on 1 out. A chance to do a little more damage here to Wyatt Tucker.
Both runners go. No throw. Well, the Bulldogs are running today.
Quick mound visit here. Coach Nate Yeske not going to be happy, but that's just how you exploit a pitcher with minimal starts. Doesn't have a lot of experience, holding runners on, getting into the swing of things from a starting mentality, and you get too focused on these hitters, don't mix up your looks. Yeah, that's not a happy look from Coach Nate Yeske, and all that is those steals are not on the catcher. That's on the pitcher right there. Getting jumps, picking up on tendencies, knowing what pitch is coming, perhaps, because that was a breaking ball that they stole on. No contest from Claunch there. But Mississippi State coming out, not only swinging, but running and movement on the base paths. Let's see if these Aggies want to fire back on the offensive or how they're going to respond, but one-sided so far here today.
The Aggies that got off to the quick start last night, and then the Bulldogs came back and pulled ahead. And A&M had one more comeback in them to win it. Mississippi State gets the jump on this Saturday. Up 2-0 and looking for more. Luke Hancock skied to left, opposite field in the first. Tucker got a strike over on a breaking ball. Rock moves over. Looks like it'll be deep enough. Don't know if there will be a play at the plate. Throw is cut off. There won't be a play there. 3-0 Mississippi State. Leggett scores on the fly ball by Hancock.
Productive at bat there. Smart at bat by Hancock. Similar result as his first at bat. Just got under one, let the wind take it deep enough out to left. Get yourself an RBI and a 3-run cushion early in the second inning here. Still a runner in scoring position for Logan Tanner. Wyatt Tucker not out of this yet.
Check swing. Look at first base. Said he did not go around. Tony Walsh, the first base umpire today. Ray Gregson behind home plate. So a 1-1 count to Logan Tanner. Yeager runs at second base. Yeager's 2 for 2 early in this one. Wyatt Tucker trying to keep the damage at 3 in the top of 2. Long way to go in this one. Kaler moves in on the run and throws. That's the inning. But the Bulldogs get 3 runs on 4.
Credit the Aggies for finding ways on. Sometimes you do draw tough walks, and I think there were a couple of those in there. There were some non-earned free passes, so to speak, but you take them how you can get them, and it's frustrating if you're a Bulldog fan, but they came out with some vengeance, it looks like, today.
Shift is on. Backhand by Cameron James. Brett Minnick is an out. That was the third baseman playing out by the bag at second, Cameron James. So Minnick hit it up the middle, but it's a 5-3 ground out. Well, next time Minnick comes up, check out that shift they had going. Yeager was playing, I'm going to guess, 30 feet into the outfield.
Wow.
Here's Troy Claunch. That one hit in the 7th inning last night for A&M. It was off the bat of Troy Claunch, and it was probably the biggest swing of the game. 3-run double. When he came to the plate, the Aggies were down 7-5. After his hit, they were up 8-7, and that was the final. Skied, in play or out of play? It's going to be in play, but the Bulldogs can't get there, and sliding into Luke Hancock was R.J. Yeager. And they're both slow to get up.
It couldn't be any more perfectly placed for a little Bermuda Triangle action, and that was drifting the whole time. I thought Hancock was tracking on that. You knew that that south wind's going to keep it in play, but just pushes far enough into left where Hancock nor Yeager could get there, and little collision didn't look to be too bad. Both are okay now. At least it seems. So far, Preston Johnson rolling. No hard hit balls, really. But nothing electric either. No strikeouts. Bunch of ground balls he's getting. It's a nice pitch there, but really just a fastball slider mix we're seeing so far from the conference strikeout leader. Missing barrels, though, and that's what he's done so far.
That's his first strikeout. 105th of the season for Preston Johnson, the SEC leader.
But efficient. Look at that pitch count. 24 pitches so far in 1 2/3 inning. Get a look here. That slider just starts dead center, falls outer part, but Claunch pulling that. A little bit of that left foot, but that left hip out, losing that barrel. Can't reach enough to get a piece of it.
Targash to the plate, the Aggies' second baseman. The 45 RBIs there. 34 of them have come in SEC play. As far as conference play, he is the RBI leader. There's that shift. Same shift that was on for Minnick is on for Targash, and R.J. Yeager playing essentially out in right field. It's almost like 2 right fielders.
Well, you put him deep enough because it gives him time to get to any ball that I guess splits him and any other of the defenders, but still shallow enough to where he can field it and make a throw and get Targash. Any deeper, a ground ball, he may not even get it over to him. So try and find that happy medium, and they're pushing it, but
Targash just goes right back up the middle. First hit of the game for A&M.
Yeah, I would say the first barrel ball we've seen from the Aggies too. That big breaker, you see that start high, just started a little too high, came down middle of the zone. So far, Johnson's been doing a good job of getting that down, pretty much keeping everything down. Ground ball after ground ball so far, it seems.
Johnson will face Jordan Thompson. And that shift moves over to the left side of the infield, but nobody playing deep and into the outfield.
Yeah, interesting. You're going to look for R.J. Yeager, who's playing pretty much shortstop. He's got to be able to get to second for that force out. If a ball is hit to the left side of the infield or in a way that they can't get the speedy Thompson at first. And if Targash steals, which is interesting here because Yeager could probably get there, but he's not typical double play depth to get a steal or cover for a steal. So interesting defensive shift here. Obviously all is considered, but unusual.
Thompson to center field. Jess Davis is there. Third. Excuse me, it's Hunter Hines. Tanner ended the last inning. It's Hunter Hines to the plate to start it off. Hines walked back in the first.
Aggies committing to the shift here. Yesterday, Hines took a double down the other way. You could see, obviously, where he has a tendency to hit the ball. He saw that one deep, too, though. I think if he found the barrel of the bat there, that was going to left field, left center. You got to think that Wyatt Tucker needs to be pitching middle in here to get Hines to pull it into that shift. But ton of power for the freshman Hunter Hines. Proved yesterday he's got really good bat control and a beautiful double he hit down the left field line. Really enjoyed watching him hit and also hit batting practice. Yeah, that came off about 105 miles an hour.
Shredded but foul. Hines trying to extend his hit streak to 12 games in a row. Ripped to right. Watching it fly over the bullpen. Hunter Hines extends that hit streak in a big way. Solo shot. 4-0 Bulldogs.
State is swinging the bat this weekend. They swung it all last night, and are they hot early today? Seems like everything they've swung at's been an extra base hit or a home run. Get a look here at just a 3-2 curveball that's just dead center, and that's an incredible approach by the freshman. You track fastball deep, you see it as long as you can, and if you recognize spin, you just turn on it. And that's what he did. He could hit a ball well over those bleachers in section 12, and that one over the walk-on's wall.
Brad Cumbus, that's right out in front of the plate toward the mound, and Tucker will throw him out. Kellum Clark will come to the plate. He bounced out his first time to shortstop. We got a text earlier in this game from a 2016 Aggie teammate of Boomer that I feel like I should read and put him on the spot. Came from Michael Barish, who you played with in 2016 in an Aggie uniform. I think a lot of people remember that name, especially after that Texas game in 2016. Missed outside, Tucker to Clark. But Michael Barish just texted us.
What do you got?
Make Boomer talk about the barbecue we had during BP in Starkville on Friday night in 2016. Boomer was crushing it, and don't let him tell you different. Care to explain?
That is funny. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, that was, oh man, that was such a fun. That was probably my all-time favorite series ever in college, being out there in Starkville. That was before they did that renovation out in the left field lounge. But man, yeah, we came in a couple top 10 teams. This is a top 10 matchup, and I think I was getting a lot of flack for being one of the shorter guys on the field. And they were just letting me have it during batting practice. I was out shagging balls, and I was able to laugh along and give it right back, I think. And yeah, those state fans were a lot of fun. They then, after we had a little dialogue, they called me over, and I was trying to sneak some, I think it was some brisket, some ribs, so no one saw me eating. But yeah, you know, you got a uniform and you got some gloves. You can't get sauce all over it. So I was kind of just, hey, give it to me real quick here. And I think Michael wouldn't take any of the food, but I was, oh man, I was probably starving. So I was like, yeah, I'll get some of that. And then I think even after the series or after one of the games, like they were waiting at the bus. Like, hey, we got leftovers. Here you go. And the funny thing is they got swept. We swept them, and they were still like that. They were a blast. It was so fun. Every game they were ready to give it to you, and they weren't always the nicest, but they were having fun. And so big strikeout there for Tucker. Bounce back after that early home run to Hines. But yeah, I remember that real well. That was a really fun series. They were an incredible team. We were playing well, but it was more so just being a part and being involved with that fan base to see, you know, how they get after you and scream at you and yell at you and laugh at you. But as soon as you gave us some interaction, they loved it. They were respectful. They were fun. They know how to have a good time. They were generous with their barbecue for sure.
Yeah, here's Cameron James at the plate. Fouled one right on top of us. Heard many stories about that when players go to Starkville, regardless of the result of the series. They'll get back on the bus Sunday to head to the plane, and a lot of them have a lot of wrapped up barbecue in tin foil that came from the left field lounge.
Yeah, no doubt. And that was a fun weekend. I remember they call it Super Bulldog weekend, and
oh yeah, I
think we had at the baseball game no less than 13,000 a game. I'd never seen a crowd that big except in Omaha. Oh,
Cameron James turned on that pitch. Look out in the bleachers down the left field line.
How about that beard? It's groomed.
Well done.
Yeah. He has, that guy's heart almost
somebody
stopped.
got a scare, you can tell.
Yeah. So you bring a glove to the yard, kid.
Out toward Jack Moss, and that'll lead off the bottom of the third. The Aggies trying to get back into it. Looking out at Preston Johnson, who has allowed a hit and a walk in his first 2 innings on the mound. Kaler will complete his first time through the lineup. You go to the top of the order next. Kaler trying to bunt his way on. Johnson double clutched. Did not transition out of the glove very well. He's upset with himself because Kaler is safe.
Yeah, sometimes just making something happen can result in something good for you. Kaler wanted to get that further down to second base so Johnson couldn't feel it. He gets there well in time, and here you go. Oh, it slips out. You can see it there. Can't make the throw. You say no grip, no throw. He had no grip. Had to go back into the glove, and Kaler was already there. But the Aggies finally turn it over. First time. This is the first time they're batting through the order, so Werner's second plate attempt right here.
Werner hit that very well, but a sliding catch by Jess Davis in center field.
Werner smokes that ball. Only thing you can do there is just feel a little better about finding a barrel, but sometimes that's what a line drive can result in. So kind of the first really hard Targash hit a hard ball up the middle, ground ball, but that's definitely the first ball that's gotten in the air with any sort of velocity off the bat from Werner. Preston Johnson been in total control so far.
First pitch to Jack Moss, high and in. Moss grounded out to shortstop earlier. Moss has 73 hits this season, 2 behind the SEC leader Blake Rambush of Auburn. What an addition from Arizona State. His freshman year over there in the Pac-12, he hit .305. He's come to A&M, and it feels like he's been right around .370 for the past month. He did get up to that .386 mark that he needs for the SEC record for an A&M player that Boomer holds. That was a few weeks ago. At the moment, he's at .371, which would qualify as the second highest average by an Aggie in the SEC era.
When you're living at mid 380s, 390, even 400, one bad game or one game where you just hit a couple line drives and they get caught, it just plummet your average. So it is, it can drop like that, unfortunately. But he has been so steady just in his approach, and you rarely see him go a game without hitting at least 2 balls hard. Feels like he gets 2 hits a game, but even if he doesn't, it's just plate appearances are quality. Very high quality plate appearances. Doesn't ever feel like he's, seeing a pitch or two with a week out. If he's up there swinging early, he's swinging to get his pitch. So really fun guy to watch. Reminds you a lot of Luke Hancock. Obviously, Moss's numbers a lot better, but guys who don't like to strike out often and high quality plate appearances for both.
He did tip foul that, but hung on to by Logan Tanner. So Moss, yeah, he doesn't strike out a lot, but is victimized there. That's the second K for Preston Johnson.
Yeah, just a fastball in the bottom strike part of the zone, and that may be that kind of high spin rate and visiball we were talking about with Moss underneath it. Looked like he was on time, but Johnson with some ride to that fastball. A lot of strikeouts for a reason, and that may be it right there. But the way this inning started, getting that leadoff guy on with a bobbled ball and turning it over to these dangerous hitters at the top of this Aggie lineup, he's in a good spot to get out of here holding the Aggies at no runs so far today.
So Dylan Rock with 2 outs. A&M leadoff hitter Cole Kaler got on. Bunt single. And Trevor Werner ripped a pitch to center field, but a sliding catch was made by Jess Davis. Then the strikeout to Moss. So Preston Johnson trying to keep that lead runner right there at first base, but Werner tags him to left. That's where he homered yesterday, and he does it, goes yard for the 13th time this year. He's now the Aggie leader in home runs. Coming into today, Rock and Targash had 12, so Rock 13 now. He puts the Aggies within a couple, and Austin Boast now at the plate. He lined to left his first time, but a diving catch robbed him. Yesterday it was A&M out to the 4-0 lead. Looked like they were cruising along, and a Bulldog 2-run homer kind of sparked them, and they went and grabbed the lead. Now it's the Aggies down 4-0 today, get the 2-run homer within 4-2. Boast pops out. But the Aggies get the Dylan Rock home run, 2-run shot, and they are within 2. Jim Schlossnagle of the Aggies back in it, within 4-2 now. He's seen some balls leave the yard today for Mississippi State. 2-run homer by Jess Davis. Hunter Hines has a home run, and Dylan Rock has the Aggie home run. The 2-run shot just a bit ago in the bottom of the 3rd. So we go to the middle innings now. Dogs 4, Ags 2. A hot Saturday afternoon in College Station, Texas. Wyatt Tucker trying to settle down. He got through the 1st and stranded a couple of Bulldogs, but 3 runs in the 2nd, a run in the 3rd. And here is Jess Davis, who hit that home run to right. 2-run shot back in the 2nd. Got a breaking ball in there for a strike.
Yeah, let's see if this Aggie offense 2-run home run can give Wyatt Tucker a little confidence going out there and trying to hang another 0. We saw that yesterday with Brandon Smith. As soon as he was able to settle in and Bulldogs able to get a little momentum on the offensive side, it seemed like that carried over into his pitching performance, and he really went deep into the game. So I still do think this Aggie coaching staff wants to see Tucker give him another inning or 2. But he's got to settle in. If he has another inning like the last 2, it may be the end of his day.
Hit at Werner. 1 out. So that'll be the 2nd time through the lineup, and Tanner Leggett hitting 9th to go back to the top of the order after him. Leggett singled in the 2nd, came home on a sacrifice fly by Luke Hancock. Pretty high to right field, and Brett Minnick takes care of it. Well, if Tucker can get another one, that may be exactly what he needs. A nice, efficient, smooth inning.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like you get many of those against this Mississippi State offense. They put such good at-bats together. They don't strike out. And today, everything that they've swung at or at least hit moderately hard seems to have been split in gaps down the line or over the wall. So they're a hard group to go 3 up, 3 down on. Tucker with an opportunity to do that here. Not going to be easy with R.J. Yeager at the plate. He seems like every at-bat he's had has been productive.
Yeager to double it, an infield single. Had a home run last night, so basically a game and a half into this series, he's already had a big weekend.
Trying to attack that corner. Still some velocity on that fastball, and if you think about it, we've seen Tucker throw 11 innings all year. This is already pushing his limit on how far he's gone and likely can go, but good to see for his sake that that velocity is still there. He's got more in the tank, so if these starts continuing, these opportunities to start continue to show up for him, that they see he's got more. But R.J. Yeager battling here 2-2.
Werner with a backhand. Can he make the throw? That's a terrific play. And he turns away Yeager. A&M is projected as a host right now by D1 Baseball in their latest projections. The Aggies, TCU, Louisiana, and Maine is the projected College Station regional at the moment. You think that wouldn't get some attention if the TCU Horned Frogs roll down here to College Station for a regional?
Yeah, as if there's any more reason to turn this into a postseason rivalry like it seems like it's been for the last 7 years, 8 years, maybe even go back 10 years. I guess it would have been 2011 where TCU came here against Michael Waka, Ross Stripling in a regional. Came here and won that. But yeah, as if there's any more reason you got your head coach to just jumped over down to College Station from Fort Worth, and definitely be some hype there, but all the more reason for that to end up being the 4 teams in this regional.
Yeah, there'd be some energy in the stadium with the Aggies and Horned Frogs, but guess who else would provide some? If you think Louisiana's Raging Cajuns wouldn't bring some people down here, think again. A walk to Brett Minnick to start the bottom of the 4th. Looking at the Aggies, their resume as far as the NCAA tournament, RPI has kind of been some of the talk this week regarding A&M. It was interesting that last weekend they play South Carolina and they win a series against a conference opponent, and their RPI went from 12th to 24th, and it's sticking right there at the moment. But a lot of people looked at that and said, why? And you know, RPI is a good system to use to help you select the field, but when that happens, when you win a series in your conference, let alone that conference is the SEC, and you drop 12 spots, some might start to question the formula that goes into that, and some Aggies are doing that right now. Scott Foxhall pops out of the Bulldog dugout.
Yeah, side note, Coach Scott Foxhall recruited me and gave me my first collegiate offer from Auburn back in 2010. 12 years ago.
What'd you have against the Plains, huh? You didn't want to be a Tiger?
I really wanted to be a Tiger so much that Cam Newton went and won a national championship that year, and I was like, I'm going. Football's great. Let's go. Let's go to a school that can play some football. And couldn't end up pulling the trigger out of state. And I knew my dad didn't want to miss a game ever. He never did. So I couldn't do that to him. But I was juiced up. I was very excited. Actually had a ton of guys recruited with me that were committed in a class that was stacked, and what ended up happening is they all went in the first round. No one showed up to school. So I was going there with a lot of these guys from Alabama I knew. And David Dahl was one of them. And then there's a collection of other guys. But anyway, yeah, that was my first ever time to meet Coach Foxhall. Hadn't talked to him in a while, but definitely remember that time. Back to RPI talk, sorry.
No, I like that side note. That was good. Troy Claunch, the hitter. Strike, 1-1. Claunch struck out swinging earlier. Johnson has 2 Ks in this game. Yeah, but RPI, it's been around for a long time. It has been a part of the selection committee's decisions. And I've never really had a problem with it, but you do kind of scratch your head when you see an SEC team drop 12 spots after winning an SEC series.
And it does not take into account any style of win at all, right?
No,
it's just win.
I mean, you can win. A&M, when they won 23-9 against Georgia on the road, it was just a road win. I don't think the 14-run differential
runs allowed. Yeah,
in,
got it. Yeah, that is.
But that is impressive to go to Georgia and hammer them like that.
For sure.
Launch hit well to left, on the run, diving, and Cumbest got to this one. That makes you go back to last night when Claunch landed one right in front of a diving Cumbest to help A&M win the game. This time, Cumbest gets to it in left.
Looks like that falls out of the sky quick, and that looked to be full extension by Cumbest. We'll get a good view here. He caught it. Man, that was close. Almost thought he should have turned the glove over and basket catch it. But he snags it. I'm talking a game of inches. Wow, 2-3 inches, and that ball's hitting the ground. Cumbest second diving play of the game. Full extension, just like the effort last night. Saturday, today, he comes down with it. And
he's been on the turf all weekend. Ryan Targash now at the plate, singled. He got the first hit of the game for the Aggies back in the second inning. This is back up the middle, and this is a chance to turn two. The throw is high, but Luke Hancock came down on first base. Well, I have a call out at second base from the umpire, Jordan Farrell. I think he is upholding the call at first base is what he's saying. Mississippi State is leaving the field. They feel like they've turned the double play to end the inning. At the moment, nothing has gone to review. And Jim Schlossnagle obviously wants to get word on what's happening.
Kind of looking here at the slide from Minnick. Not sure why that second base umpire is involved.
Yeah, he's out at first base. At second base, almost thought Tanner Leggett nearly overstepped second base, but here at first, Hancock comes down on the bag, and that is an out. That's the correct call. And at second base, Leggett, the shortstop who fielded this, watched the step. I think he just barely got second base. Or did he overstep the bag completely?
I think the view to see it, you got to check that back right heel. It looks like, I don't know if anyone in the Aggie dugout is talking about this.
Well, there is no review. That'll take us to break. It's double play, and it ends the inning. Fourth, but never did go under review. It looked like they were headed that way to go put the headsets on, but stopped short and started giving explanations to everybody. But in the end, it's a double play turned by the Bulldogs.
The old stop short.
That old move, huh?
Yeah.
Luke Hancock leads off.
I don't even think there was so much attention on the Bam Bam play at first that I really doubt that, at least from the naked eye, the Aggie dugout was able to see almost, I guess it was R.J. Yeager, or was it Tanner Leggett miss second base as they tried to step on it. But you look at review, and that was really close too. So two really close plays, but no review, and Bulldogs escape after an interesting inning, a hard hit ball, a chance for the Aggies to try and claw back, but they hold that 2-run lead.
So Luke Hancock has flown to left twice today. One of them was a sacrifice fly, so it got him an RBI. Wyatt Tucker just worked through his first 1-2-3 inning back in the fourth. For Mississippi State, it was 3 in the second, 1 in the third. They got a home run in the second from Jess Davis, a 2-run shot, a solo homer from Hines in the third. Backhand Kaler, can he get it across? Oh, it came out of the glove of Jack Moss. Stretching, trying to get it out of the dirt. Couldn't come up with it.
Talk about that shift. It's helped, it's hurt. I think that one it hurt. Would have been right to Kaler. Moving to his right, gives it everything he has. Let's see if that throw would have got him. It was going to be close.
Oh, it two-hopped.
I think it would have got him for sure. But that's the second play Kaler's made where he's had to really make a play in the hole and get it out quick. That one makes a stronger throw than the first, but a leadoff single by Leggett. And Logan Tanner trying to get things going this weekend. Seems like maybe the only guy in this lineup that doesn't have a hit all weekend.
So the Bulldogs 3 in the second, 1 in the third, and then A&M bounced back with 2 in the third on the homer by Dylan Rock that plated at Cole Kaler and himself. 4-2 Mississippi State. Saturday game, A&M leads the series 1-0. Finale is tomorrow at noon.
He relies on his first round type material, especially looking forward in a year or two. He's gonna be a guy it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch as he extends his time here at Texas A&M.
First man he'll face is Logan Tanner. Couple of finals from SEC play on this Saturday. One of them is South Carolina winning over Kentucky 7-0. Carolina has taken the first 2 games of that series, and right now that means Kentucky is a half game back of Mississippi State for that final spot in the SEC tournament in Hoover. Number 13 and 14 get left out. Missouri at the moment 14th. Kentucky for the moment falls into 13th. A half game behind the Bulldogs, who would right now be in 12th overall in the SEC. Got him. Cortez comes in and K's Logan Tanner.
Nasty slider on the outside corner. Tanner disagrees. Get a look here. I can't get a good look at the plate, but I don't think that was too low. It looked like a beautiful pitch, and hard to get a good piece of that even if you do swing, but I think that's one you got to offer at, no doubt. Tanner not happy. Big out, though, for Cortez to come in, and still got to face Hunter Hines now, but in the heart of that Bulldog order here, he's going to get all he asked for sure.
Hines goes the opposite way for a base hit. Hines, ultra productive. He's been on every time he's come up. A walk, a homer, and that single right there. So 2 dogs aboard as they try to extend their lead already up 2.
Shift, shift, shift. We see it almost every at bat, and this one typically would have been right in the shortstop's area, as you can see right there. But they're shifting and they're living by it, dying by it sometimes. Both teams are doing it. But Hunter Hines has proven the willingness to go the other way. Clearly also pull the ball too with that home run, but complete hitter for a freshman. Been so fun watching him so far this series.
Straight up off the bat of Brad Cumbest. Cole Kaler, the grab.
Cumbest just missed that one. He was frustrated with himself. You land on something at 98 from Chris Cortez, it's going to go a long way, especially today. But that fastball it's a firm one. Obviously the slider solid too with that strikeout by Tanner. But getting through the heart of this lineup would be big for Texas A&M to try and keep it at 2. Get back in the dugout. 8 hits already by the Bulldogs. Just 3 for the Aggies. So offensively, they've been the superior team today. But keeping it within 2 or 3 has kind of been the Aggies' MO all year. Right by Clark there. Yeah, you're just trying to keep it within arm's reach. Bulldogs know it. Aggies know it. They need some insurance for sure. Big at bat here by Kellum Clark to see he can extend this lead to 3.
Up the middle, base hit into center field, and he will extend that Bulldog lead to 5-2 as he brings Luke Hancock home. 3 singles this inning for Mississippi State.
There's a great view here, just right back up the middle. That fastball's dead center though, and he just kind of drops the barrel on it. Doesn't swing too hard, no need to. Just over the glove of Kaler. 5-3 Dogs, and runners on the corners here, 2 outs, threatening more.
Cameron James at the plate. James, a hard cut, came up empty. He doubled in the second inning, popped up in the third. So getting close to the midway point of this one. Mississippi State 5 and A&M 2. And 2 aboard with 2 outs. Kellum Clark just got clutched to drive in a run with 2 down. Cameron James has been empty on a couple of swings against Chris Cortez. So 0-2. Went away to get him swinging. Couple of strikeouts for Cortez after he comes in. Just got James, but Bulldogs do get a run.
Backs up a 99-mile-an-hour heater with a nasty slider, and James offers, picks it by Clonch,
and it's going to stick around. Jordan Thompson, first pitch swinging, left center field. Jess Davis makes the catch. Second time Thompson has flown to Davis.
And Thompson swings a bat like he's 6'5", 230, and if he had a little more size on him, a little more power, I feel like he'd be. He's a home run hitter inside of that body. Just doesn't quite have the power that he wishes, but he takes some good swings, and I think he gets on time a lot. Gets that launch angle where it needs to be. But he's a firecracker, moves well, spark plug, but also attempts to really drive that ball.
Kaler, his only time to the plate, laid down a bunt single, and he was aboard when Dylan Rock delivered his homer. So he got a run scored.
Yeah, but Preston Johnson today has just been outstanding so far, with well over a 5 ERA and a 3-3 record. Nothing really jumps out to you except his strikeouts, but there hasn't been a ton of strikeouts or strikeout stuff. 4-pitch walk though to Kaler, who draws just another one of his dozens on the year. Turning this lineup over to Trevor Warner in the top of it, but Johnson so far been throwing really well. Pitch count only at 58 through 4 1/3, so efficient too. No one going in that State bullpen, so he's going to stay out there quite a while more, it looks like.
Werner ripped a line drive into center field back in the third inning, but a sliding catch by Jess Davis robbed him. Hit that well to left. Trevor Werner, second home run of the weekend.
They've been waiting for Werner to get all the way back, battling injuries, only had a handful of starts all year, but it looks like he's shaping into form. First pitch hanging off speed, just blasted over the left center wall. He's a guy that can turn this offense into another animal if he gets going. You get a good view here. First pitch, just, yeah, that's no doubter. One-run game and a couple of two-run shots by the Aggies that allowed them to only have 4 hits, but 4 runs and cut this lead by Mississippi State to 1. And now we see a little movement in that Bulldog bullpen.
Jack Moss 0 for 2, ground out and a K swinging. He's down in the count 0-2 here. A&M, they were down yesterday, won it by a run. They were down today, and they are within a run. This team has been on the comeback trail the last couple of weekends. 1 week ago today against Carolina, the Aggies found themselves down 9-0, won the game 13-12 with heroics from Brett Minnick, an Olsen Magic 2-run homer, walked off the Gamecocks. A&M trailed 7-4 last night, 4 in the 7th, won the game 8-7. Werner just went yard, got the Aggies to within a run. They were down 4-0 early on today. Reached out, didn't put a lot on that. Ground ball to R.J. Yeager. 2 down in the 5th.
Yeah, if anyone's been following this Aggie baseball team pretty much all year, but especially the last month and a half or so, you see a score at 4-2 at one point, 5-4 now. You really never get comfortable thinking this game's going to stay this way for multiple innings. There's runs being scored on both ends constantly, so I no reason to believe that this game's going to end up anywhere near 5-4. It's just who's going to flinch first in the last couple innings of this game, I'd say.
Dylan Rock. He delivered a 2-run homer to left in the 3rd. He's been to the plate twice. He's been on twice. That's what he does. Second highest on base percentage in the league. "39 games in a row now, Dylan Rock has reached base. It's an incredible streak. Johnson has gone 3-0 to him. He's trying to become a 2-out base runner. Came with a strike.
You know, that's a situation there. I don't have a problem Dylan Rock swinging there. Wind blowing out, already gone yard once. Don't want to issue a 4-pitch walk, and Johnson just funnels one right down Main Street. And Rock could go tie this game with one swing. Had a good chance there. That was a pitch to hit too, but it's hard to justify 3-0 very often. But when you have a hitter like that who's very selective, walks a lot, you don't think he's going to chase, even if he gets a strike that may not be his pitch. You kind of give him the green light sometimes. Give him an opportunity only if it's his pitch to go yard, because 2 outs, more difficult to start a rally with no one on. Anyway, we're back to 3-2 now. Johnson climbed back.
High to center, Jess Davis coming in and waiting. So they get hitting in the 9 spot. single and a run scored in the second, flew out to right field in the fourth. Mississippi State has out-hit A&M 9-4, but where it counts, it's just a one-run difference. Chris Lemonis and the Bulldogs need a strong close, but going to be tough to do it. They're facing A&M on the road this weekend. They're getting Tennessee, the SEC champion, at home next weekend. And they need wins to get to Hoover for the conference tournament. And they'll take their shot there. 0-2. The Bulldogs can get to Hoover. Look, they've got a great fan base anyway, but I imagine that drive from Starkville, Mississippi to Hoover, Alabama can't be much more than an hour. So they'll caravan that way. Bring the left field lounge to the Hoover Met. Strikeout swinging of Tanner Leggett.
Yeah, such a fun tournament that is over in Hoover. You get a look here at Cortez coming in with what looked like a two-seamer. Yeah, just gets inside on Leggett. R.J. Yeager to the plate now. But, yeah, the way Mississippi State's swinging it right now, at least so far against Texas A&M, they get to Hoover. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest if they went on and made a run. We've seen all year in this conference the amount of high-powered offenses and high-scoring games that have won games, and so far it looks like Mississippi State is 100% capable of that, especially with their postseason experience.
Skied. Targash looking into the blue and makes the grab. That's a 3-up, 3-down.
They're going to try and continue to ride him. He has been solid all day except for a couple swings. We'll keep an eye to see what activity picks up and if the Aggies can force the Bulldogs' hand on getting other arms ready. But Johnson so far, I do feel like there's a sense that he has been in control most of this game. Both two-run shots were results of a Cole Kaler walk and then followed up by a home run from Rock and then Werner. So there hasn't been a big rally with a bunch of singles or extra base hits from the Aggies.
Check swing, didn't look like he went around. First base umpire Tony Walsh agrees. Preston Johnson, he wants that strikeout. He kicked a little dirt on the mound there when he saw the safe call. Bo stays in there with a 2-2 count. Boast is trying to extend a hit streak to 10 games in a row. He's hit safely in 21 of the last 22. He was robbed of a hit and possibly extra bases in the first inning on a diving catch and left by Brad Cumbest. Staying right in there. Good hitters don't go down easily, but good pitchers like Preston Johnson just keep coming. 2-2 to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the sixth. Lifted to center, Jess Davis will get the first out of the bottom of the sixth.
Early on, Johnson getting a ton of ground balls, some weak ground balls, really effective, efficient. Seems like in the last couple innings, he's gotten a lot more pop-ups. Jordan Thompson with a couple, Rock, Clonch. Then the 2 home runs, obviously hitting the air. Seemed that MO early on, or the scouting report on Johnson, was a lot of strikeouts, a lot of pop-ups, a lot of home runs. Well, these pop-ups are starting to come. You're seeing that barrel of the Aggie hitters get just under the ball. It's a nice changeup. Haven't seen a ton of changeups today. Fooled Minnick there on a first pitch.
Minnick walked his last time. Struck pretty well. Well, that's where Leggett was playing.
Yeah, Leggett just move a little to his left, spin and fire. Well hit ball by Minnick. Living up the middle, typically can't go wrong there. Shift worked out for the Dogs. A quick 2 outs for Mississippi State, bringing Troy Claunch to the plate. 0 for 2 today.
Claunch was also robbed of a base hit by a diving Brad Cumbest in left field. That was back in the 4th inning. Cumbest got a little payback on Claunch with that diving catch. Because yesterday, Claunch delivered what amounted to the game winner in front of a diving Cumbest in center field with his 3-run double. Way to the outside. And Troy Claunch nowhere close. He was one of them that celebrated Senior Day before the game. Showing bunt down the third base line. I mean, that's a beauty. That is just beautiful. And nothing Cameron James could do about it.
That's a baseball player right there. There's no secret Troy Claunch doesn't move that great, but he's got a feel on where Cameron James is lined up, and 0 for 2 on the day, going to get on the board and just drops one down. I think even if, yeah, there's no one making that play, even if James come through it, you're not getting a slower Troy Claunch, but
looked like a putt that just kept rolling.
Yeah. And then, you know, hat tip to Nick McKenna and this field staff here. Typically, sometimes you'll see a ball kind of flirt with that foul line, and it may just start to lean a little bit foul, or that ball was staying right on line the whole way. Oftentimes, a good bunt that toes that line can leak a little foul. Rarely leaks back fair, but that one had no business staying anywhere but dead straight. Shows you the sign of a level field.
So Ryan Targash at the plate. He's hit the ball up the middle twice. One of them was a single. The other one started a double play. Targash from the left side on this at bat. He's a switch hitter, and just tons of power in there.
Yeah, you got to be careful here if you're Preston Johnson. 2 outs, you just allow a little drag bunt from Troy Claunch. Feels like the inning's kind of winding down, but this kind of power, any mistake here, this is a 1-run game in the opposite direction. The Aggies will be leading. That's the swing right there, and he waved at it. Good pitch by Johnson, but if Targash can get a swing off, any sort of good launch angle, good direction, the ball flies, totally flies. So got to execute likely an off-speed pitch here. Wouldn't be surprised to see the changeup away. See if you can get Targash fishing out front.
Went up high, got him to swing and miss. For Johnson, that's just his third strikeout of the game. But he keeps the Dogs up 1 with the heat out. Luke Hancock swinging at the first pitch from Chris Cortez, and that's an easy out.
Quick out there by Cortez. That's what you need. Looks like the Aggie pitching staff settled in a little more, especially since Cortez has come on the mound. Stuff has been solid. He did allow that one in the 5th, but things starting to slow down a little. But the Bulldog offense really has been steady all weekend so far, and it doesn't seem like there's been 1 or 2 innings in a row all series where they haven't scored a run.
Logan Tanner looked at a strike on the first pitch to him. So now all the Bulldogs will have seen Chris Cortez. Tanner batting against him for the 2nd time today. Leading off the 2nd time through against Cortez. And Tanner struck out against this flame-throwing Aggie righty earlier. Cortez got him looking. 1-2.
Yeah, that's some heat, and when you look in this Aggie bullpen, you're not used to seeing that. Not many arms are coming out of here throwing anywhere over 92 or 93. Maybe you'll get a 94 sometimes, and then Chris Cortez is that guy.
Tanner came into the series with a 7-game hit streak. But he was 0 for 3 yesterday, 0 for 3 today. Tanner 0 for 6 in the series. Cortez trying to get him as he's got a 1-2 count. Just went foul past third base. Another 2-strike pitch coming from Cortez to Tanner. Missed high and tight.
Tanner here trying to see his deep last time. Froze up by the curveball. Slider thought it was a bad call, but so hard to not jump at this fastball that's so firm. He fouls it off there to battle. But when you have 98 coming at you both inside and out, it's very difficult not to start that swing early and try and cheat to get to it just in case he throws it. And if you do that, you're pretty much toast if any off speed's thrown effectively. So got to see him try and fight off anything on the inside, but really just commit to a fastball away here and fight off the curveball.
Chris Cortez has dialed up his 4th strikeout. 2nd one of Logan Tanner.
There comes the off speed and dead center actually. Tanner just off that ball, pulling that front shoulder off and underneath it there. But so far, a slow series for Tanner. Coming in with a hit streak, but kind of the only guy in this Bulldog lineup that we haven't seen pound baseballs all weekend.
Hunter Hines now. There's 3 finals thus far on this Saturday in the SEC. South Carolina beat Kentucky 7-0. Georgia salvaged a game in the Tennessee series. Bulldogs win 8-3 today, so they avoid being swept by the Volunteers. Backhand, Moss flipped to Cortez, and that's an easy inning, and it takes us to the stretch. Also, Ole Miss beat LSU earlier today, 5-3 in a resumed game. So Fristow against Thompson. Bottom 7, 1-run game. Shift is on to the left side, the pull side. Started him off with 2 strikes. Hit it toward that shift, and a backhand and a good throw by Tanner Leggett.
Yeah, outstanding play. Leggett sitting in that 6-hole, oftentimes that's a hit right there. Shift worked well for the Bulldogs there, but just a smooth backhand transition, one motion, no extra step needed, and a rocket over to first base to get to Speedy Thompson, and that would have been a big leadoff guy on for the Aggies. Big play there by Leggett, made that look real easy.
Kaler has reached base both times he's come up, and he's scored 2 runs. Bunt single in the 3rd, and then he was on base when Dylan Rock delivered his homer. Walk in the 5th, and he was on base when Trevor Werner delivered his homer. So Kaler can run, but he's got to jog home twice today. Logan Tanner and Jackson Fristow need to chat. Wasn't a long conversation, just getting on the same page. Preston Johnson, the Bulldogs starter, goes 6 innings, leaves with the lead. But it's a tight one, just a 1-run contest.
Kaler looking for his 3rd walk of the day. No. Second.
He's walked 43 times this year. Make it 44. Cole Kaler has walked more than he struck out this year. And that was a 4-pitch walk, so the crowd will factor in. Over 6,000 again on this Saturday at Bluebell Park. So 6,000 plus on both games of this series. The finale tomorrow on Sunday at noon. Trevor Werner, 2-run blast his last time up. Fristow missed the zone again.
Bulldogs done a good job this weekend not letting this crowd get to ball 6. A handful of ball 5 started, but ball 6, ball 7 not really been there.
One now to Werner. Werner has laid into a pitch each of his last 2 times at bat. The home run and a line out to center field on a sliding catch.
This is a big out for Fristow right here. You don't get Werner, whether it's a walk or a hit. You're about to turn it over to some of the best hitters in the conference, and you get out of this inning, you got one more chance to get through the top of this lineup, and then you're done with them. But that may have been a pitch there for Werner to go after. Yeah, I would say this is one of the bigger hitters of the game right here between Werner and followed by Jack Moss. Big moment here. The Aggies are going to claw back. This is a good opportunity with Kaler on him, 1 out. Fristow wanted that one.
Full count, 1 out.
That was painted down and away, probably just below the knees. Didn't get it down. I think it was on the plate. Crowd getting rowdy here. Let's see if Kaler ends up moving on this pitch. Banking on Werner not striking out.
Kaler was moving, doesn't matter. Trevor Werner hit by a pitch, 2 aboard with 1 out.
Backed up slider just plunks Werner kind of where it did yesterday, up around the shoulder area. Kaler was moving 2 on and 1 out. I think this is the time we're going to see this Aggie crowd get into it. Ready to see something happen. Mississippi State a chance here, still a ground ball away from keeping this game where it is. They're going to have to get through a couple really good hitters here.
Jack Moss today, ground out, strikeout, ground out. In that order. Entered this game with the second most hits of any SEC player. 5th in the conference with his average. Moss facing Fristow. Fristow came in, got a ground out, and then walked Kaler and hit Werner. Threw the first pitch out of the zone to Moss. Swinging through the left side. Coming around is Kaler. The Aggies are going to tie the game, and they may try to take the lead. Coming home, Werner. Aggies 6-5.
Moss hitless on the day, tags one hard ground ball to shortstop. But you see Leggett shifted over to the bag. We've talked to Shift all weekend. Not only does he get it by Leggett to get 1 run home, but hits it hard enough to split the left center gap. Look how far over Brad Cumbus is playing. Wow. Werner going first to home on that. Off the bat, I thought it was a 1-run RBI, but 2 come across, and the Aggies take the lead 6-5 on the bat of Jack Moss.
He delivers. He's in scoring position with just 1 out, and Dylan Rock up. These A&M coaches have told us a few times, Boomer, when Trevor Werner is healthy, the physical specimen and the athlete that he is incredible. I think he just showed it going first to home on that base hit to give the Aggies the lead. Rock to right center. Well, Davis got called off at the last minute by Kellum Clark, and Moss is going to third.
Yeah, that's the second ball that Rock has hit in that general direction that he's just missed, and it's getting a little in on his hands and a little too under the barrel, but he does have a home run today. He's just missing those. Good swing there. Moss advances second to third. 2 outs, so pass ball or one that kicks, he's got a chance. But Austin Boast here a chance to give the Aggies a little 2-run cushion as opposed to 1. A big out here for Jackson Fristow.
Boast is 0 for 3, still trying to extend that hit streak to 10 games in a row. Robbed of a hit his first time up on a liner to left. In play or out of play, looks like it's going to get out right on top of the Bulldog dugout. A&M has the lead, and Jack Moss is 90 feet away from some insurance. 8th inning is next. Check swing, and he got him. Austin Bose pretty upset about it. It's a swing he'd like to have back. Fristow K's him, but Jack Moss delivers the 2-run hit that gives the Aggies the lead. A&M down 4-0 early, have come back, lead by a run. 8th inning now. Chris Cortez back to work, came in the 5th. So he's thrown 3 innings in this relief appearance. And Cortez has started to deal pretty well and get comfortable. Got to face Brad Cumbest, a guy that can make you uncomfortable with that 6'5" frame in there. And Cumbest has some pop, but he is 0 for 3 today. Cortez pretty efficient in 3+ innings. This will be his 30th pitch. And he can go a while if needed. Cortez, the most pitches he's thrown in an outing is 74. That was back on April 8th when he threw 4 2/3 shutout innings against Kentucky. And a 1-2 count to Brad Cumbest.
Good snag there by Troy Claunch. That ball is almost identical to the ball before to Cumbest, and just catches on the tip of that pocket to hold his glove over the plate. It's the little things sometimes that can get your pitcher an extra strike or two. I think that one's on Claunch right there.
High and tight, he fisted him, but Cumbest stays alive.
For a big guy, huge guy, Cumbest, he has a short, sweet swing. We talked yesterday. It's flat, it's level. He stays below that left shoulder on his finish. So he's staying in the zone for a while, but it's a quick trigger. Not a huge load in this. Wide stance, not a big stride.
Cumbest to left, hit a ton. Out toward left and gone. Brad Cumbest, 2 home runs this weekend, and he ties the game up.
Cumbest having himself a weekend. Wow. That short, sweet swing. There's no reason for him to do too much. Fastball 97 up and in. Look at that swing. It's just, Cortez looked like he knew it. Just throw the hands right to the ball. That's all it is. Find the barrel. And a guy at his size, if he just comes close to hitting a barrel in that direction or that angle, it's gone. And ties the game with one swing of the bat.
Kellum Clark steps in. Clark delivered a RBI single his last time up. So 6-6 now. Bulldogs have out hit A&M 10-6. That's the only run charged to Chris Cortez. The first 5 the Bulldogs scored against the starter Wyatt Tucker. Fouled off. Stick with 2 strikes to Kellum Clark.
Clark fighting here. Cortez still has some nasty stuff. Velocities there, sliders there. Really throwing a solid changeup to lefties, too, at 88 miles an hour. So it's firm, but it's almost 10 miles an hour less than that fastball. So 3-pitch mix right here. Got to credit Cumbus for that home run because no one's tagged him all day.
It's gone to a full count now. After the homer by Cumbus, it's almost like Clark is the new leadoff hitter in the inning. So he's trying to get aboard. Long at bat. Stays alive with a full count. Took a while, but he got him swinging. 5th strikeout for Chris Cortez.
Yeah, that was a battle right there. Kellum fouling off everything, all kinds of pitches. Cortez going with the 3-2 off speed and gets it down and in on the hands. Kellum just swinging over the top. You see it there. Yeah, like you said, Will, kind of a leadoff opportunity there. So that's a big leadoff out for Cortez with a tie ball game now. We said it a while back, first one to flinch in the 8th or the 9th, and you're gonna find your team going down. So it's a tie ball game, 0-0.
Cole Kaler throws out Cameron James. Earlier today in Baton Rouge, Ole Miss, they finished off that resumed game from last night and beat LSU. They are through 7 innings in this Saturday game. You can call it the second game of the day if you want. Over at Alex Box Stadium, and Ole Miss leads LSU 10-1.
Former #1 team in the country, you know they got something in the tank. They can go probably beat anyone in the country if they were that good at one time.
It's kind of the same with both Mississippi schools, isn't it? Ole Miss and these Bulldogs. I mean, these Bulldogs, they're the defending national champions. Still got some guys from that team. You know they've got capabilities in there. Ole Miss, too.
I think that's why Coach Schloss was saying he's so, I guess the word.
It's loop to left, but Rock has a bead on it. And Coach Schloss said, you know, this could be a tough series. He knows the Bulldogs are good despite the record. Cumbus tied this game up 6-6 going to the bottom of the 8th. 7th, the Aggies took the lead. Jack
Get that left-on-left matchup early on with Brett Minnick, though. But both teams are going to probably have bullpens ready, not only for different matchups, but get to anyone who can possibly keep this game where it is. Big game for the Aggies, chance to take a series. Ole Miss trying to, or Mississippi State, I'll get killed for that one.
That's next weekend. Yeah, they won't take too kindly for that slip up.
No. Bulldogs here trying to even a series. Go win one tomorrow. So action here in the last couple innings of this game.
Minnick is 0 for 2 with a walk, a couple of ground outs. A&M is trying to win its 6th consecutive conference series. The only A&M team to win 6 or more consecutive SEC series is the 2016 team. Boomer and those Aggies won 7 in a row. Brett Minnick, a leadoff walk in the bottom of the 8th.
Kind of came in the pattern of this season for the Aggies too. In 2016, we went and lost one to Florida. I think it was the second or third series of the year. Got swept and then went on a tear. And then I think we lost the last one. So right in the middle, won 7 in a row. Aggies kind of on the back end, a chance to win 6 in a row here. Crowd gets into it.
Threw a strike to Troy Claunch to start his count. Claunch strikeout swinging in the second, robbed of a base hit in left field on a diving catch in the 4th, and laid down a bunt in the 6th that just stayed right along the line beautifully for a base hit. Upstairs and a 1-1 count to the Aggie catcher. Bottom of the 8th, and the run that would give the Aggies the lead is on first base and Brett Minnick. Claunch delivered clutch last night. It's obvious he would like to do the same today. Pico Khan, first inning of work, the freshman left-hander. Got him to swing and miss. Bulldog pitching today. Preston Johnson, 6 innings, 4 runs allowed. Jackson Fristow, an inning and 2 runs allowed. Now you're on to Pico Khan. And a 1-2 count to Troy Claunch. Loop center. That will land in front of Jess Davis and move Brett Minnick to second base into scoring position.
Khan goes with the soft changeup away. The pitch prior to this gets Claunch chasing and then tries to speed him up in. You see Claunch pull those hands in and get himself, call it a glorified Texas leaguer. Doesn't hit it too bad, but just bad enough to where Davis couldn't get to it. Now you got an interesting scenario here with A&M team that doesn't sack bunt often, but 2 on, no out. Bottom 8. The switch hitter Ryan Targash up. Maybe we'll see a sack bunt here. Ton of power, but we'll see. Coach Sloss just gave some signs. Mississippi State certainly ready. Corners in. Going to try and get that lead out if they can. And Brett Minnick going to third.
Targash, a rip into left field. Minnick will score and give the Aggies the lead. Claunch going home. No, now they stop him. They were having some trouble getting the ball off the track in left field, and Claunch for a moment was going to come home. Then they stopped him.
Targash gets around it, ropes a double. Claunch gets caught up on the wall. You see him just topspin it down the line. Brad Cumbus playing way out in left center, and it gets caught up. Troy Claunch, not super fast, but you can see, we'll see if we get a view here. Look, he gets caught up at the wall there, and either Claunch stopped. I think Nolan Kane, third base coach, had the stop sign up until he bobbled it and had a chance there to get 2, but second, third, no outs here. Infield in for Mississippi State.
Jordan Thompson, the hitter. Thompson 0 for 3, 2 flyouts to center field and a ground ball out.
He'd take both of those flyouts right now. That's exactly what he's looking to do. Khan looking to keep this ball down. Yeah, just like that. You're looking for a soft ground ball, a weak pop-up, shallow. But Thompson's shown the ability to drive the ball deep, which is all he would want here to give the Aggies a 2-run lead. But not necessarily trying to get a hit here. You're seeing something up. You're trying to push it up in the air, push it to the outfield.
Out in front. He said hitters count. Thought he was going to get something he liked, and a hard cut, but early.
Yeah, 2-0 change up there. It's a well-executed pitch by Khan. Got that base open. He can pitch a little more free here. Got to slow that heart rate down if you're Thompson.
Left. That's deep enough. Cumbus waiting on it. Claunch coming home. 8-6 A&M.
Thompson just driving balls to the outfield all day. None resulting in an RBI until this one gets Claunch home, but doing his job, getting the ball up. That's tough, especially when Kahn trying to keep everything down. Got some bubbles here, and what an answer by the Aggies to Brad Cumbas's tying home run at 6-6, and they bounce back and make 2 runs so far in the bottom of the 8th, and opportunity to add more insurance here. Cole Kaler to the plate, Ryan Targash at second.
Kaler has been on every time he's come up, and he's scored every time he's been on. Bunt single in the 3rd, he came home on Rock's homer. Walk in the 5th, he came home when Werner left the yard. Walk in the 7th, came home on the Jack Moss double. Yeager will throw him out here. 2 down. Targash went to 3rd. Top of the order now, and Trevor Werner. Werner the opposite way for another RBI. He plates Targash. 3 runs in the 8th for A&M. They break the tie in a big way.
Werner pulling the ball all weekend. Look at him keep those hands inside, a low fastball. That's a good pitch by Kahn. That is a great pitch, looking for just a ground ball. And Werner not only gets that ground ball, but rips it, stays inside, and shoots it through the 4-hole. And insurance runs galore in the bottom of the 8th here for the Aggies.
So Jack Moss delivered the clutch double his last time up. Average right there at 370. Seems like it's always right there. Good pick out of the dirt by Logan Tanner on that last pitch. 3 in the 8th for A&M. It was 6-6, now 9-6 Aggies, and they need 3 more outs on the other side of this inning. Got him picked. Werner hesitated for just a bit going to second. May have had a shot at it if he just rolls on in, but he's an out. That ends the inning. But the Aggies up 3 and needing 3 outs. Sawing them off and looking to win a series. The Aggies 8-7 over the Bulldogs last night, leading 9-6 now, going to the 9th after a 3-run 8th to break the tie. 6,000 last night at Bluebell Park, 6,000 plus today, this afternoon. The finale is at noon tomorrow. A few changes for A&M defensively. They have Kalai Harrison in the game at shortstop, and you're going to see a pinch hitter come to the plate for the Bulldogs to start off the top of the 9th. Facing Chris Cortez, it's Vaughn Siebert instead of Tanner Leggett. Siebert, a .268 hitter, 34th game he's played in. 4 of those are starts.
Big swing there. You know, something just tells me this game isn't over, and obviously it's not because the game's still going on, but you're about to face the top of this Mississippi State lineup, and they're going to get after you. They've done it all weekend, and I think you got to be as locked in as ever. If you're Chris Cortez, that Aggie bullpen has to be ready to go. You got to empty the tank to win this, and Mississippi State has been fighting, and so I expect quality at bats this inning, as the crowd really wanted that one. Looked like a beautiful painted outside two-seam, just missed the corner.
Opposite way, look out.
That guy put his hand up.
He ducked, but then put his hand up.
Like he was going to barehand that thing. It's coming like probably 95 miles an hour at him. That would have been amazing. We'd have seen a hand on the ground.
When you duck, bring the hand down with it at 95 miles per hour. 2-2. Backhand, Kalai Harrison, who's now in at shortstop, and the throw across. Got him! Mississippi State is immediately calling for a review, and they'll be granted a review. Well, the ball finds the guy that you put in the game. Kalai Harrison has battled injuries this year, but recently has come in at shortstop as a defensive replacement, does so here in the ninth, and makes the backhand play for the moment. But let's see what review shows us.
It's close. Harrison was in the game to make that throw right there. He lets it rip. Let's see. Oh, man, that is close.
I could see you calling it a tie.
Oh, man.
If you called it a tie, I would understand. If you said you couldn't overturn it, I would understand.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I think this could get possibly overturned. We'll see if we get a freeze in there, but credit Siebert for getting down that line right there. Really close. I think the call on the field is obviously very important in this scenario.
Another look. Jack Moss reaches out.
You're going to lose the ball here. You're not going to see it enter the mitt. So, I don't know. I think he may be safe.
I mean, it is simultaneous, it feels like. It's the leadoff hitter of the ninth, and the call is overturned. He is safe at first base. Single on the infield. Pinch hitter Von Siebert, and turns it over to the top of the order. Now, will Siebert run? He will not. Got to get a pinch runner in for the pinch hitter. This is Braylon Skinner, who pinch ran last night. R.J. Yeager to the plate, 2 for 4. Get a look at Skinner, who is the pinch runner. High and tight. Yeager had to duck out of the way. Action in the A&M bullpen. Will Johnston warming up down there. He threw to the last batter last night to close it out for A&M. Yeager got under it. Kalai Harrison and Dylan Rock trying to get under it. Rock comes all the way in to make the catch. That was somewhat entertaining.
That ball was hit a mile in the air by Yeager. He spiked his bat knowing that he just missed that one. And Rock, a lot of people don't know how difficult that is, running full speed, your head bobbing up and down to catch a ball coming down that vertically. But Harrison was there. Rock called him off. Chain of command. You got to give way. And it was Skinner forced to get halfway to second in case that ball was dropped. And yeah, that could have been an interesting play for sure.
Luke Hancock 1 for 3. Hancock, an infield single, also a RBI on a sac fly. One and two. And again, Hancock does not strike out much. Check that on the count, 1-1. A ball and a strike.
He still doesn't strike out much.
That's true. The statement still stands. And now it is 1-2. Chris Cortez trying to go 5 innings today to close this thing out. Just missed. That's a Kalai Harrison who threw to first and elected not to get the lead runner at second base. Now Skinner has speed. I think he may have thought he's barreling in quickly and that my only play is at first base, but could he have turned two?
Yeah, I don't know about turning two there. It would have been close, but in a way, if there was going to be a play at second and you run the risk of not getting an out, especially with a 3-run lead, I don't think that was a bad decision. The throw was poor, and good on Jack Moss for picking it, or the Aggies would have been in trouble here with Logan Tanner coming to the plate, 2 on. But they get that second out, and really, Braylon Skinner means nothing right now to Aggies.
That's my thought, too. I mean, if Kalai Harrison felt comfortable getting the out at first, he's okay with Skinner at second because it's a run that does not matter.
Yep. They're not going to hold him on. They'll probably give him a free bag here, and he'll take it if he can just get maybe another half step out there. There's really no reason to either, though. He's scoring on any sort of
A&M has come all the way back. It was 7-4 Mississippi State entering the late innings last night. A&M with a comeback win there. If the Aggies can finish this, it is 3 comeback victories in their last 4 SEC games. 2-0, high and tight. 3-0 now. Hunter Hines waiting on deck, who has a home run today. Came in with a strike, kept him in the count. It's going to be a tough play for Warner. Looks like he got him, but he pulled Moss off the base, and now Moss and Jim Schlossnagel immediately saying, review the play.
Lots of reviews at first the last couple days, and I'll tell you, that was bang bang. I think the throw beat him. Can't see his foot. We'll get a view here on the replay, but if this gets overturned, it'll be an interesting way to end a game. Let's see what we get here.
Good quick play by Werner. A lot of folks in this stadium think he's on the bag. And he's called out, and that ends the game. Quick review, a quick overturn. And the Aggies claim victory on Saturday. Second straight comeback win over the Bulldogs. 9-6 A&M in game 2 of the series, Boomer.
Yeah, what a way to end it. Interesting.